Hello, good morning and good evening to the Budget Modeler and John Marley from Piece by Piece doing their Eduard 172nd stroke Revell Desert Babes Tornado GR Mark 1s. So, hello Mr. Marley. How the devil are you, young sir?
I'm good, Steph. Yourself? How are you over there?
Sweating.
Sweating?
Yes.
Well, it's very British weather here today. It was only about 12 degrees.
That can't be British weather. Because it's about 26 degrees here.
Very good.
Well, that's not British weather. That's
No.
the thing about British weather. You could go out in one day and experience the whole gamut of weather. Fog, sunshine, rain, sleet, snow, high winds, no winds. You can go out and experience every single one of those in one single day. That's what is so good about the British weather. To be honest with you, I don't think I would go anywhere else. I'd be quite happy to go for a holiday, but I've got to come back.
I think you'll survive Melbourne. I mean, what they say about Melbourne is 4 seasons in one day. But, yeah, it's much the same.
Oh, I've survived anywhere. I've done Sardinia for 6 weeks, done Vegas for 6 months. And that's working on the flight line at Nellis.
Yes.
It's like you do Decce, which is Decce Milano, which is in Sardinia, and that's slap bang in the middle of the Med. Yeah, Cyprus. Okay, Cyprus. You have to stop work at 3 o'clock in the afternoon because the station just shuts down. So there's no flying, nothing, unless it's an emergency, of course. But yeah, the station shuts down at 3 o'clock. So you're in at 6, prepped, ready, aircraft gone at 7, get 2 sorties in the morning, rectifications, night. Lewis is in, says, morning all, morning Lewis, hope you're well. How you doing?
Hello,
So,
Lewis.
where have you been on detachment, John?
Lots of different places. All the Middle East tours. So I've been throughout, on the ground in Iraq, Afghanistan with Hercules. But our aircraft are based in Qatar at Al Udeid Air Base, which is south of the main city there. So I spent a calendar year there, but I spread over from 2002 till 2009 was my last one.
Yeah.
Did I? I've been throughout Asia, over to America. Like Diego Garcia, I had the record, I think, in the squadron of landings and takeoffs there. I had 21, I think, but somebody else would have overtaken that by now. That was halfway across the Indian Ocean on the way to the Middle East.
Yeah.
And going the other way, I've been to Hawaii, up and down the western seaboard a number of times. Got over to the east coast where the factory is in Georgia. It's not the coast, but it's on the way. Lockheed Martin factory. So I did the initial J model course over there for 3 months. That's about it. New Zealand, so mainly Southeast Asia, but most places except Europe.
Yeah. Well, I've done all the way across to Hawaii.
We
took the F3s to Pearl Harbor, show the Americans, and as far around as Singapore the other way.
Yeah.
So I've still got to do the Pacific. So the very, very top of my bucket list is to sail the Pacific. So once I've done that, I've been around the world.
Right.
So yeah, that's one of my things I want to do. So 60th birthday, 5 years time. What? I'm going to speak to Lisa's work, see if we can take 3 months off and go on a world cruise. So that'd be pretty cool. But she doesn't know about that yet, so I've got to talk to her.
Well, she does now if she's watching.
She's at work. Bonus! Lewis says, I'm sweating again today and only getting half a tan. Are you sitting with half a t-shirt on, or is your t-shirt off? No. So that's
Yeah.
good. So let's move on. So John, where are you up to with your podcast?
All
Firstly?
right. So changing camera angles. I transition straight into. It looks pretty much the same as where we left it the other day. The changes I've made. Just put my glasses on so I can see it myself. So the head up display has been fitted in there. There was a couple of. I sent you photos the other day, but I realised that I was missing a couple of control panels up on the glare shield on the left hand, right hand, either side of the HUD. So they're now in place. All that is pretty much ready to button up. So hopefully today, by the end of the sesh, we'll have canopy in place. That's been sanded and fits rather well. So it's just a matter of putting the masks onto that.
Cool.
The glove, not glove veins, the wing bags. There's little photo etch parts. They come with a kit. I've done a step, unfortunately, and cannot find them. But that's okay because I could use them on another tornado build somewhere. I'll find them eventually. But what I've done to cover the holes is just a little bit of plastic card.
Cool.
There. So strips of 101 and 104 evergreen polystyrene strips. Just two fatter ones on the outside, a thinner one in the center. And it just basically fits around the wing. So there's a slight gap at the back there, but nothing as horrendous as what it was.
Yeah.
And any sort of vertical lines and horizontal lines, I could just do with, paintbrush or oils or something later on, I hope. But I just had to cover that gap.
Cool.
I'm thinking of leaving the exhaust off for now, just because it's all going to be metallics and everything else. But that will fit on later on, I think, after it's all camouflage and everything else.
Yeah,
I think that's the way I'm going to go. Okay. So yeah, there's a couple of antennas to fit today. Just it looks like the VOR OLS and probably an IFF antenna. And that's it. So hopefully it'll start looking black. I haven't decided whether I'm going to go grey or black primer, but that's what I'm shooting for today.
Cool. Right. Are you having it wheels down on the ground?
I will be.
No pilots?
No pilots.
Right. You see on the anti-glare at the front?
Yes.
Just to the front and to the left of the hood?
Yes.
There's a little square panel there. Can you see it? On the anti-glare?
No, I cannot.
Give me a sec. Where's mine?
Okay.
Here's mine. Right. Let's just quickly flick over. So,
please.
Yeah. So it's just, you can just about see it. There's a little tiny ridge there. Can you see it?
Oh, on that side. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I said, to the front left of it.
Yeah.
Okay. What should be there is a little pop-up, probably about the size of that red decal there. Maybe about half the size of that. No, there you go. You can see the lip there.
Right.
So on there, you want a little thing about half the size of that red decal on there with black and yellow stripes on it.
Okay.
Because if that's on the deck, no pilots, the master arm and safety switch will be off. So that will be up and it'll be showing the black and yellow.
Okay.
So that's one of the first things you look for on a Tonka when you walk towards it, is the MAZ off. So there you go. Sorry, now you can carry on. Okay, is that all for that?
That is. That's me done.
Couple of comments. Lewis says 5 years. Yep, 5 years. You only get half a tan when driving a lorry because the sun can only reach you through the driver's window. Got ya. He's driving he's sat there. So before we crack on with mine, what else have you been up to, John?
Just the last couple of days I've been volunteering down at our local air museum. I'll go to the other screen because I can. So Fighter World, which is our local airbase museum, we have an F-111, a Hornet, Meteor, Sabre, a couple of other aircraft, Bloodhound missile. Yeah, I just help out there as a docent, just showing people around the aircraft. And we had a model, it was a Skull car model club turned up the other day. It was a long weekend here, last weekend, King's birthday. And yeah, a car modelling club turned up, and I was showing them around the Hornet and opening up panels and talking about how we do stuff, and they were really appreciative of that. So I might go there again tomorrow, I might not, because I've been twice this week already, and I don't want to overdo time on my feet yet or anything else, but
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I've been doing that, and today I just had a doctor's appointment the other side of town. Just went down and just had to reassess some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it?
I might as well. Just quickly, I'm dealing with. I've recently been discharged from the Royal Australian Air Force, so medical discharge due to a spinal, not injury, but a spinal condition, lumbar spondylosis. So I've had terrible sciatic pain. So to circumvent that, I had a spinal, basically it's a laminectomy. Removal of all the disc material in between two vertebrae, and then screws to support rods to hold them apart and promote bone growth between those two. So spinal fusion. So that was accepted by DVA, which is a Department of Veterans Affairs in Australia, as a permanent impairment. In fact, it was my separating condition from Air Force and everything else, and that's fine. That was about, I've been out for 6 months now. Well, I was sent a letter the other day saying that they want to reassess that. They want a doctor's comments to see whether it's still permanent. And the doctor was writing back saying, well, yeah, the material that he's got in his spine will not be removed. Yes, it's permanent. And yes, it can't not be. And they've already accepted, and I have received compensation for pain and suffering for that. But it sounds like they want money back or something. I don't know what's going on, but that's happened. So talking to the doctor about that and a couple of other things today. But fun. Yeah.
That's just them being bastards trying to worm out of it.
That's it. Yeah. But
it's like our Veterans UK, they are evil for it. It's like my last assessment. I've got to get myself reassessed. It's like my last assessment. I walked in there, spoke to the doctor, explained that I'm in permanent pain, yada, 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 yada. And he wrote on the front of my assessment, never complained of pain.
Right.
And I stated that I'm in pain all the time. I was in pain when I was talking to him. I said to him, I have to put my leg up because it alleviates the pain I'm in because of my CRPS. And he wrote down in my assessment, for some reason, this gentleman just put his feet up.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And when he wrote what he wrote, it was on the front. So they never even opened it up. You can bet your bottom dollar they never once opened it up and had a look. And it's stuff like that that really, really affects us as people, because
it does.
I'm like, do I really want to go through that again? Because it's quite humiliating, the way they treat you, the way they talk to you. It's as though you're trying to steal from them. It's their money and they're trying to take it away from you.
That's right. Yeah.
Sorry, I've left you on solo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, what am I up to? I ask.
What are you up to, Steph?
Up. Mr. Marley's in. The other Mr. Marley, Paul.
Hello, Paul.
Hello, Paul. Hope you're well. Well, this morning I've been basing all my Hero Quest figures. So that's just PV on the base, dipped in sand. This stuff, and this is playground sand. And then what I'm going to do is give it a grey wash, and that's the basis done. So Tonka.
Wonderful. Tonka.
That is done. Cleaned up. So I need to put the panels on there and then get the canopy on. Once I've got everything glued together, last night I glued my airbags on.
Oh,
So
yes.
they will get squished down. So yeah, and it's all about putting this lot together today. So they will go on there like so. Oh, come on, you fit with me. Why aren't you fitting now?
You'll get there.
Yep, there we go. They're done. So they will fit like that. And make sure the airbags go underneath and underneath. And then I can get in from the back. So what I'm going to have to do is glue these on first to their little nipples. Clamp them down. And once they're in, squish all the airbag in. Come on. Thank you. Squish the airbag in. And then put the top on. So yeah, I'm going to be gluing this lot together. Then hopefully before the end of the show, I will get all this lot glued together, including... No!
What did you do?
I've got like drawers. Ah, there we go. Got it. Good. That was lucky. I've got reversible tweezers, so I had them like that.
Oh, yeah.
I just clipped this one, and it went twing. What is that?
Ah, you found it.
Yeah, so there they are. So I'll probably do a bit of work on those as well. I like sort of dry brushing and bits and bobs. So yeah, that's where I am today.
So those exhaust nozzles, the first pass on those, is that like a dark iron, or is that a burnt iron, or gunmetal, or
gunmetal?
Gunmetal.
Gunmetal. Then I'll do a dry brush on them. Probably beige.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you, where am I? Let me just bring up a page. No, it's not that one.
Cheers, everyone.
Tornado Wilburns. Oh, you on the beer, are you?
Tooey's new, just a standard thing. As my daughter calls it, toothies, but she doesn't drink. Alrighty then. Yeah, so look, we were talking about DBA earlier and your department of all that sort of stuff. Like, obviously, everybody would be aware that anxiety and these sort of feelings, certainly, or PTSD, all these mental health issues. Basically, my view would be the same as yours, that dealing with the department can induce a lot of that because they do not help you.
No.
It's a worse bureaucracy than the actual forces themselves.
Yeah. The biggest problem I have, to be honest with you, is the fact that it's run by what we call over here DBS, which is Defence Business Services, which is part of the MOD.
Oh, okay.
Which it shouldn't be. It should be run by somebody completely different.
Ours is different in that they're public servants, but it's not under defence. It's public service, so it's independent, but it's difficult. So, for instance, during the COVID lockdowns that everyone was aware of, that they're all working from home, which wasn't their fault. They're doing what they can. But only, say, 5% of them had access to the computer systems. So you make yourself wonder, how do you How do you expect them to do any work?
Yeah.
No wonder they're literally years behind.
Oh,
It's not their fault, but it's just the
time.
thing.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, okay. Canopy, Steph.
Right.
So these masks have two lots. They've got one lot of masks for the rubber colour.
Yep.
Rid of the glare. And the second one for the camouflage colour. So the first lot of masks go down. You paint around the border for the rubber colour. Now, is that rubber colour that's matte black, you'd say, or just a rubber black, black grey? Right.
I'm not doing that.
You're not going to bother?
No.
It's going to be so small you wouldn't see it anyway, I don't think.
Yeah.
Fact is, I can't. I did it on the lightning that I did recently. I can't even tell it's there. No.
Yeah.
I have to squint.
I'll be honest with you, it's not really worth it.
Okay. I'll jump ahead. Adjust this camera slightly. There we go. Alrighty. So, the placards that you had near the headbox of the seat, they're decals. Decals, however you want to say it. Is that correct?
Say again?
The placards near the headbox of the seats,
Yeah.
they're decals?
Yes, they are. They're from the decal sheet.
That's why I should find that and bring it. Oh, I know where it is. It's under the lid of this thing. Right. Bag of goodies. Stickers.
Right then. That's that lot. So I need to leave that dry. And I need to do this little bleeder.
Would you say these are the awful Eduard decals, or the they would be, wouldn't they? Look like they've got that coating on them compared to the Revell one.
Oh, you mean the ones that you can take off the coat at the carrier film?
Yeah,
They look like it, don't they?
they certainly do. Oh, I should put them on before I put the canopy in place, so I might have to go and get me some water.
That's right, go get yourself some water. If you've got to get some water, yeah, get some water.
All right, I'll mute myself. I'll keep the camera going just for a moment.
Okay, Kofi. So, all I'm doing here is just cleaning up the connection between the tail and the main body. I've always found that this bit here is awful. Okay, that's too bendy. I have a feeling I'm going to be doing some more debris. You know what I'm talking about, guys. I'm going to be doing a lot more of that. Before you say, what is that? It's rescribing. That's what I'm going to be doing a lot more of. Oh, my brain. Brain farts. So, if Paul and Lewis is still there, what are you two up to? What have you got on your bench at the moment? I saw your house, Lewis. That looks awesome, mate. You're doing a cracking job on that. Really, really impressive. I'm considering joining that at the moment, but I can't afford it. You know James Skiffins?
Certainly do.
He runs his own shop called Spruebox.
He does.
And he does these inspirational boxes. And I'm so tempted, but I can't afford it at the moment. So just mainly due to the wedding. So
Yes, of course.
once the wedding's out of the way, then it's something I'm going to be looking at doing.
I watched a review. Gary Evans of Gary Stuff did a review of her inspiration box, and it looks good quality. I'd certainly, if I didn't live half a planet away, I would certainly do it myself.
Yeah.
I think it's a wonderful idea. I, as you know, don't do dioramas. It would inspire me to do that, which is exactly what I think I would like. But
Yeah.
it just wouldn't be worth the postage, I'm afraid.
No. But that's the thing. You live half a world away, and it's justifying the extra cost for you, because you wouldn't expect James to carry that cost, because that really wouldn't be fair.
I had a message from James today. In fact, he asked me to check out something with Metro Hobbies, so I'll be doing that tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Oh, where? There you all are. That's the one I want. After a rounded file. Yep. Got a.
Oh, I've got one here.
I'm sat in a truck on my break, but I have with me a Battle of Berlin House Dio and a figurehead from the inspiration box with me. I've also got with me the stuff to make my chain mail this week. Oh, nice, mate. Nice. So you keep him busy. Good.
Okay. All that goes away again. I'm seeing if the Revell boxing had the same placards as the Eduard boxing for the head box cautions, warnings.
Yeah.
It's a really nice sheet, but I can't see it. Yeah. No. Alrighty, so we're looking at decal number what? 68, 67.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, I've got to love this modelling because it's taught me so much patience.
Would you have considered yourself quick to anger before?
Oh God, yes. I'm very impatient. A couple more comments from Lewis. He says, "And thank you. I'm very much learning with that house. I'm far from happy with it, but next time I should have improved." You have already, mate. It looks awesome. He also goes on to say, "I would highly recommend the inspiration boxes, but also understand that weddings are very expensive. Yep. Don't tell Nat, but my wedding was the best thing I paid for so far." Oh, bless you. I've got that written down. I'll take a picture and send it to her. No, I won't. I won't. That's awesome, mate. Awesome. Yeah. Lisa and I totted up. I'm sure she won't mind me telling, but we've really got to do our wedding on a budget. Okay. Now, this figure includes the holiday, the honeymoon, which is a cruise in November. Have a guess how much the whole lot has cost us.
Wedding and cruise, or are you talking about
wedding and honeymoon?
The whole thing. Oh, £10,000.
Nope.
Higher or lower?
Lower.
Wow. 7.
Higher.
8.
Higher.
9.
Lower.
Oh, thank God we've got so much time. 8.5.
Yep.
Oh, that's amazing.
And the thing is, though, it's all about how much are you willing to do yourself. For example, the bouquets. Lisa's done those. The table decorations. Lisa and her friends have done those. In fact, Lisa's done most of the stuff. I'm in charge of the sweet trolley, which will cost us under 100 quid. But they want 250 quid to have that. And we can do it for less than 100 quid. And it's like, well, no, that spare money can go to excursions we're doing on our honeymoon. It's like the people that are coming, loads of people says, what do we get you for a present? You don't. We're going on our honeymoon in November on a cruise. There's going to be lots of excursions that we're going to want to do. Just put a donation to that.
Yeah, wow.
Really? Is that all you want? Yeah. We're not doing this for presents or anything like that. We're doing it because we're getting married and we love each other and we want to be together.
That's great news.
Louis says 15 grand.
Oh, a game everyone can play.
Yeah. My wedding was 12 grand just for the wedding, not including the honeymoon. They are very expensive as long as you have what you want and how you want it. But Lisa, when she got married first time, she was never in control of it. She just had to stand back and watch, and she didn't really like it. So she's decided to have what she wants this time. And I'm just saying, right, go for it. You do what you want to do. You have what you want to have. Yeah, she's got full reign. Okay, if we take the honeymoon off, 4 grand.
Wow.
Whole wedding and reception for 4 grand. The most expensive thing we've got is the hog roast for the reception.
Fantastic.
That is the most expensive thing we have. And it's great because she gets what she wants. She's got the dress she wants. She's got the people there she wants there. We are not inviting people we don't want there. So if you're not invited, we don't want you there.
Clearly, that's why I'm not invited.
Well, 1, you're in Australia.
Oh, yeah, there's a...
Yeah. 2, we can only get 50 people in for the wedding. And the reception doesn't start till 4 o'clock. And there's some people we haven't invited because it's just too far for them to come just for that. And it's not fair them having to travel.
You do you. Sounds like it's going to be a wonderful event. So honeymoon is, did you say Iceland?
No. It's a place called Alta, A-L-T-A. And it's in northern Norway.
Ah.
So what we're doing is we are going to see the Northern Lights.
Wow.
So that is what our honeymoon is, which we can't wait for. It's going to be awesome.
Here we are.
So just take all the shine off all the plastic. Because there's nothing worse than spraying onto shiny plastic.
Question for you in the comments.
Yeah, okay, give me a sec. So butchers. Louis said my wife's mother told her she was marrying above her class. I said thank you. Just call me Lord. Paul asks, when is the big day, Steph? The big day is 2 o'clock on Monday, the 7th of August, because it's exactly 10 years since we first met.
Oh,
We
wow.
first met on Wednesday, the 7th of August, 2013, at 2 o'clock.
How do you
But
know it was 2 o'clock? Tell me the
because
story.
that's the time we arranged to meet.
Ah.
So, yeah. Oh, good Lord, where's that gone? I did have it, and I've lost it, and I always lose it. I'm bloody awful for putting things down on this desk and not knowing where it's gone. Ah, there's a little bugger hiding. So, yeah, we met for a coffee at 2 o'clock, and I dropped her off home at 10:30 that night.
Long coffee. Must be a Starbucks one.
It was also a wander around Rushden. Went for a drive in the car down to Stannick Lakes. Had a wander around the lakes. This was when I was fit.
Yeah.
Then we went out for a meal, and
Who's
then
he?
I dropped off home. Sorry.
Who's a meal?
Ha 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 ha. You is not funny.
Well, I'll try.
Yes, we
I'm
know
very
you're
trying.
Yes. Paul says that's so cool. Thank you. It's only taken me 10 years. Once every 6 months or so, she says, so when are we getting married? When we've got enough money. When we get some money. When are we getting married? Oh, do we have to at the moment? And it was like, this time, I think she tried to force my hand because we were sat at my aunt's table. And she said, so when we getting married? So I said, okay, how about August next year? Exactly 10 years after we've met. And she's like, oh, yeah, okay. And then my aunt sat there and went, right, I'm making your cake. Okay. Oh, no, she's an amazing cook. Baker, sorry. She bakes stuff. And she's brilliant.
Right.
Absolutely fantastic.
Well, that's nice to know because Paul and I, in the last week, don't know if I mentioned
you
the
decided
last.
to get married. Sorry.
No, but we have purchased paid for our tickets over to Telford, so we're heading over that way to try some of this baking. No, we're not.
And what baking would that be?
Well, your aunt. It'll do. I'm going to call the cockpit done, I think. This is my trusty jar of water. Paul would have seen this before. This used to be Beerenberg blood orange marmalade. But it's not actually that colour when you get it.
Okay. What colour is it when you first get it?
Oh, it's like blood orange. Probably got some in the fridge, but no, not that interested. So Paul, you might have seen he finished. He's been working on a Tamiya 1/32 scale Spitfire Mark 9 for the last few months. I can't remember, 7 months maybe. He finished it yesterday, so it looks wonderful.
Cool. Is he a happy bunny about it?
Oh, Paul, are you happy with it?
Did it turn out how he wanted it to? That's the main question.
I hope so, because it looks stunning. So my canopy frame, the rear support, is broken, but I'm able to glue it. Like once it's in place, I can glue it so it won't
Yeah.
fall off. It's about to snap.
Oh, bugger.
Oh no. Come on. Here we go. So before I glue this down, I should give the inside a wipe. There we go.
This is infuriating. Excuse us. Lewis says it's okay, Steph. Nat forgot the date we got married. She knew we got married on D-Day, but she thought it was the 5th of June, and that was a live stream. Oh no, bless her. Peachy, says Paul. Lewis says, John, when you come over, are you bringing any of your models?
Paul's a humble man. He wouldn't consider himself a model. I'm considering bringing over a Shelf of Doom build for the Models for Heroes table. It's a Mark IV tank. That should be easy to transport because it's basically square. But everything else, it might be a little bit too difficult to put in storage, or I don't want to particularly hold anything on my lap, you'd understand, for such a long flight. So generally, no. And yeah, I certainly wouldn't have them on competition tables. I don't think it'd be allowed.
Why not?
Well, I'm not a member of IPMS.
Well, become a member then. Is your club a member of the IPMS?
No. I asked about that. They don't want to be. IPMS, there's something going on in Australia. There's a bit of argy-bargy with
Who?
head office in the UK and stuff. I don't know what that's all about. Dave Goldfinch offered to fill me in, but because I'm not a member, I don't care. I don't gossip. Delicious. Canopy's in place. Now the windscreen. Oh, look, because I can, I'll show the Shelf of Doom Mark IV. It's just behind me. I'll just grab it. Now, I bought this kit in the Philippines a couple of years ago now, 2016 or so, and I don't particularly do armour, so I haven't got around to it. This is the third time it's had a different colour paint on it, and you can see when I did the white and the red, I've got overspray everywhere, so I need to clean it up. But I don't particularly. I've done the tracks; they're metallic, but I haven't stuck them on just because every time I do that, I sort of go, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. But if I spray it all over white and put some Models for Heroes stickers on it, it'll go on your table maybe. So I might bring that just because it'll transport well. But even like the Lightning build that I've just finished, the 48 scale one, I can't even pick that up. If I look at it, bits would fall off it. I think it's very fragile. So I don't think I want to contemplate packing anything else up.
Okay.
So sorry, Lewis. No.
Right, so there's that coming from Lewis. Paul Marley says, almost happy. I stuffed up the tail flaps. They're upside down. We've all done things like that. The actuators for the trim are meant to be on the top. They're really not. We've all done it, mate. Don't worry about it. Shit happens. And if anybody says anything to you, say, well, actually, it's an experimental type. It's something I'm experimenting on.
Yeah.
And then ask them where their model is.
Oh, there's always that.
Because I always ask that. Like somebody says, well, this is wrong, that's wrong, da-da-da-da-da-da. My first reaction is, okay, that's fine. You're allowed to say that. So can I see your model?
Yeah.
And then the bastard's going out trump me by saying, yeah, it's over there. It's called being hoisted by one's own petard. Sorry, I'm being noisy. I'm trying to find clamps.
Oh, God. Okay.
He's not going to help you.
No, you can't. I've gone too far. So I put obviously just a small spot of extra thin on the canopy. Usually I put canopies on with PVA. But for this one, I mentioned the canopy support frame had cracked. So it's so far back from the clear part of you'll see the canopy that I touched it there. There's a touch in each corner of the main canopy, and I've just done one touch forward and back on the windscreen. But what it's done on this side, you probably can't see, but just forward, at the forward corner, it's wicked under onto the glare shield, so that's going to cloud.
Oh, mate, no.
Well, we'll see how it goes. Worst case scenario, I can, I don't know. Worst case scenario, I could just hold it this way and, oh, it's all good on that side, yeah.
Well, I have to tell you, my homemade glue doesn't do that.
I've also realised that I haven't done the warning, the master arm, yellow and black.
Oh well, it doesn't really.
I just didn't think about it. If I could do my time over, but no, that's okay. That's all right. Looking tornado-like. What's
Cool.
next? He hinted. IFF
Lewis,
and BOR.
I've got
Sorry.
a comment. You're on full screen. Better take you off. Model making trucker. Well, that's my 45-minute break over. Time to do another 4.5 hours of driving. Have fun, guys. You too, mate. Take care. Look after yourself. Right, I will
See
be
ya.
back in a mo, as
Mhm.
I have to go and get myself a drink because I am melting.
Ah. So, Paul, while you're watching, are you modelling away? Are you at the bench? Are you... what are you doing? Five two. Got some PIR antennas somewhere. I need to find them. Cripes. God. Going around in circles. 152. Do. Okay. Yeah. So these little VOR antennas sit either side of the fin. So what I'm doing is basically fitting those one each side on there. VOR VHF omnidirectional ranging. It's a landing instrument landing system. Okay. So what they do, obviously one is left and one is right of the center line of the aircraft, and it depends where the beam is. If the beam is coming from the left or the right hand side, an antenna on one side will pick it up and not the other. So you've got that is localizer for the runway, and then you've got another one, the nose, the bottom of the nose, called glide slope, and that's the angle that you're coming in to land. Height.
Oh, the AOTDs.
Yes.
Yep.
Don't know what that stands for, but okay.
Paul Marley says, I'm trying to get my idiot of a new work laptop working with my monitor. I'm enjoying tinkering, but I'm having no luck. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. It's what I used to do for a living.
What, squeezing lemons?
Yep. Oh, I forgot to show. Yes, here you go. That's what the engine looks like.
Oh,
Give
very
me a
good.
second.
Oh, you bugger. Oof, nearly.
Sorry about this. The dearly
All good.
beloved is texting me about wedding stuff.
There we go. You're on. Next.
Let's do some dry brushing on these bits.
There's bits with Eduard photo which you think, why do I even bother? I'm doing one of them right now.
What?
So that's shaving off an antenna at the base of the fin, and replacing it with 2 bits of photo etch, one horizontal, one vertical. But we'll see how
Yep.
that goes. It
I've
can
already
only be
taken
crooked.
mine off. Yep, I've already taken mine off. I lied. I'm not going brown. I'm going grey. Medium
Oh,
sea grey.
I went grey years ago.
I haven't gone grey at all.
'54, '53.
You're not that old, are you?
I'm about your age. In fact, I'm 4 minutes younger than Paul Marley.
4 months?
54.
You're 4 months younger than your twin.
4 minutes.
You said months.
I couldn't have. I was there.
You did. You said months.
4 minutes. So yeah, I'm 54 and about a half. But you know, only kids say the halves, but close enough. Where are we? Oh, there it is. God, how awful. Why am I bothering? Get my head in, turn the light on.
There you go. Paul Marley says, you said months.
Oh, I must have. He doesn't lie. I know you do, Steph, so.
Oh, right. Thanks.
Must have said months. Dum dum dum. Oh, where to put it?
I could tell you.
Got a toothpick here somewhere. Well, as I call it, a CA applicator. Where would it go?
There we go.
Hmm?
2 engine exhausts done. Let's, where are we? There we go. There you go.
Delicious.
So I'm quite happy with those.
Very nice.
There you go.
Wow. Oh, use a bit of copper instead. Come on.
There's the exhaust done. I just need to do the colouring.
The colouring?
Yeah, the weathering of it.
Yeah. Will you do that later after it's all sprayed, or?
Yeah, I'll probably do it later. Panel lining, I'll probably do. I don't need to do the jet exhaust with the panel lining, but I do need to do the thrust reversed panel lining, and also putting the colour ranges on there. Because let's have a look, see if I can find them. Okay, that's not a good picture. Let's...
Oh, Eduard, you kidding me?
Mark Broadwith. How do, Steph? G'day, John. Hello, Mark.
Hello, Mark.
He says, I like the way the engine exhaust tempers the reverse buckets with those colour bands. Yep. Here we go. I'm just about to share a screen.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. You can see the thrust reverse buckets there.
Yes.
And they are silver, but they've got a very yellowy colour to them. So that is aluminium, that band there. But that is aluminium, but it's a yellowy colour. So they need yellowing up a bit. And some of the blades, not blades, deflectors here, need a slight yellow colour to them.
Okay.
So I'm probably going to paint those, a few of them silver, and do a clear yellow over the top.
Okay.
Variation on it. So I'm going to let these dry.
Oh. Let's try that again, shall we?
It's called straw. Yes, it is. Yes, it's a straw colour. Oh. So it's got to be really, really thin. Because the yellow, it's not brown enough. Let's try a bit on the underside just to see what it. No. No, that's the wrong colour. And it's pulled off all the bloody silver. Twat. What a muppin fuck it.
Okay.
There should be blue and purple on there as well. There is. You can just see the purple in there. You can see the blue, the purple, and I've got to sort out the straw yet, so there we go. Because this was the colour I used. I can't find it. Where's it gone? What have I done with it? It's here somewhere. It's hiding. It exhaust, gunmetal. There we go. That's what I used. Alclad's gunmetal.
Okay. I've never used Alclad.
I love this stuff.
I've heard good things. Obviously, It's a standard.
Yeah, you name. I've got the vast majority of it.
I tend to do these ones lately. The Vallejo ones. They work.
Yeah.
And I've got a couple of the. I've tried the extreme metal. That's a steel. That goes down very well as well.
Cool.
They're expensive, but hopefully they'll last a while because I've heard AK dry out, but I don't know if that's this range or not. It's probably acrylics. I'll find out one day. Alrighty. Cracking on then.
Moving swiftly along.
Do 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 do. I'm gonna step away and grab another beer. Back in a moment.
Why the hell not? So we're moving nicely along with this. This is just drying off. Don't know what the hell happened there. Could be something to do with the super glue that I dropped. But it's not knackered the body, thankfully. Just rescore a bit, rescribe, and then knock it back. Should be fine. Yep, that's looking nicely angled.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, that.
Yeah, they flex a lot, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, there we are.
So let's see if that is.
Cheers, everyone.
Oh no, I need to leave that for a bit longer because it's still. No, that's going to come on as well. Cheers, big ears.
Okay.
Oh yeah, here's one for Mark. If you're interested, I have some original I'll go full screen so you can see it. I have some original PP Aero Part model accessories, 2x CBLS 200s, carrier bomb like doors. Got two of those that I'm going to use for this model. But I don't know whether if I can take measurements for you and send them to you and send you lots of pictures. Are you interested in them? So if you're interested in those, I can send you lots of pictures and measurements. And he says, Castlemaine 4X.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So, yep. They've also got 3 kgs in here, but they're the wrong shape. They're not the right shape because they should have a frangible. That's very, very close to what they should be, but they should have a black frangible nose cone on it.
Sorry, could you go full screen, Steph? That's probably a little bit too small. Oh, that is tiny. Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, right.
That's got a flat nose. It shouldn't have a flat nose. It should have a pointy nose. So if you want some measurements and pictures, because, yeah, people, especially ex-armourers, are screaming out for CBLS 200s.
The company doesn't exist anymore?
Oh, no, PP Aero Parts, they went ages ago.
Right.
Yeah, and if you want them, they're ridiculous prices. And there you go, that's better. So that bit there should have a pointy nose. And that is just, ignore that band there. That band was never there.
Oh.
You have this is the 100. Had a no tail, a short tail, and a long tail. But this is the CBLS 200. Is there any more pictures I can show you? No. Yeah. It says gloss green. No, they weren't. They were flat green. Yeah. And the little bomblets, the 3 kg bombs, were Oxford blue with a black
Yeah.
frangible nose cap.
Blue for inert, you're saying?
Sorry?
Blue for inert?
Yes. No, they were training, so they were
Phosphorus?
Oxford blue, but they had a brown band.
Mm. Oh, okay.
So you know what a brown band means?
Well, it's I do on missiles. It's a rocket motor, from memory.
Nope, it's not. No, that's not rocket motor. A brown band denotes low explosive,
Oh, there you go.
and a yellow band doesn't donate. It denotes high explosive.
Wow, I was very wrong.
And I'm really pissed off because I've lost my. Oh, ah, there it is. I know I'd find it if it started to open another one. Yeah, it's my paper towel. And Mark says, yes, send them to me. Can make some whilst doing my Sea Eagle and FIMAT pod. Whoa, cool.
Ooh.
Right. I'll ping you an email, Mark, because I have in my possession also one of these rulers. They go 1/72 scale. So I can either put them next to that and you can see how long they are, or I can put them next to this ruler and then you can see the actual size of them. So which do you want, 1/72 and a normal ruler, or would you like full size, or both? He says, okay, so what's a red band? A red band? I believe that's uranium or something like that. Was that no blue band? Red band.
I can tell you, I do not know. Hmm. God.
No such thing as a red band mark as far as I'm aware. There is a pink one, which means a seeker head. So you let me know, be interested, being as I'm an armourer, and I should know what it means, but I've never come across a red one.
I don't believe I've seen one either. But as I say, I am not the expert. First to say, I know nothing.
Mm.
Certainly got
Anything
told
I've seen from- Oh, the red ring, of course it is. It donates a nuke.
Oh. Yeah, we don't have them. It was interesting the other day. Obviously, as I said before, I was down at Fighter World volunteering, and there's a Chinese national literally just trying to get information of all sorts of stuff. It was rather spooky. That even the volunteers at at the front desk who don't know anything about aircraft per se were saying, like, they were asking really pointed questions, or he was asking really pointed questions about, like, capability and stuff like that. It was pretty bad.
Mm.
So I was speaking to him. What I was saying was absolutely nothing along those lines. But what I was saying was trying to reassure him. Like, kept on saying, Australia has no aspirations. We do not want Chinese land and all that. Trying to get the point across, but he won't feed that back.
No.
But it was pathetic,
Oh, it is. It is. They are. They just only report back what their bosses are interested in.
Mm.
It takes a strong spy to report back things that their bosses don't want to hear.
He's asking, he was talking about I don't know, whatever, they've got some sort of, he was saying, fifth gen, like ours is sixth gen, and I'm just like, well, because my view on all that is, that's just a marketing bloody slogan by Lockheed Martin. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
I didn't want to tell him that either. And hello to all our friends in sunny China that are watching this. Although I don't think they get YouTube there, do they?
No, not this version of it.
Okay. How many aircraft you have here today? Oh, I don't know. God, it's really pathetic. In fact, when he turned up, the lady at the front said, I was speaking to her the next morning. She brought it up, and she said that, like, the first thing he said is like, they're flying today, and she said, no, they're not flying today. Oh, so weekends are a good time to invade? Now that's a pathetic way to start a conversation, isn't it?
Weekends are always a good time to invade.
Alrighty.
Hello, says Paul.
Oh, hurrah! Your garden sounds like a Kate Bush album again. Okay.
Right, back in a sec.
Sure.
Right, I've just had a package delivered. So,
Oh.
Haven't got a clue with it what it is. Don't remember ordering anything. It doesn't smell of almonds.
I did send you a poo in the mail. It might be that.
It's very light, so it could be a fart in a box.
Oh, we've been talking about them for years, haven't we?
Yep. Oh, good Lord.
Oh, this is exciting. An international unveiling.
Yep. Ta-da! It's a battery box for something Lisa's doing.
Okay. Should
So
be
it's a
very happy.
replacement part because the other one doesn't work.
That's why you weren't expecting anything, because you weren't.
Yeah.
The Humbrol Maskol stuff I like, but it does, being latex and all, sort of just go hard over time.
Yep.
In the bottle.
Bear with me, sorry mate, I've got to take this. It's about the car. We dropped the
Good.
car in for service.
So the a friend of mine recommended Micro Mask, which is the same mob that do obviously Microset, Microsolve, all that stuff. All their other products are really good. I'm undecided about this one. I've only used it once. It worked, but what it does do is, because it's liquid, when you put it on, it'll sort of just ooze down off where you've applied it before it sets. Maybe I'm putting it on too thick. I'll try this one a little bit thinner. It did mask well, but it was just a bit nervous about it because it's a lot clearer than Maskol. So a bit apprehensive about whether it's actually in place or not, if that makes sense. You know, that whole thing is every step you do in a model, you sort of go, oh, am I going to stuff it up? Right. Leave that to set. I'll come back to that later on and probably give it another application when that sets. Yeah, that's my problem. I think I put it on too heavy, certainly in the back canopy. And this washes out in water, unlike Maskol, so I'm going to step away, wash my brush. Oh, actually, no, I got decal water earlier. I'll do that in here. There we are. Okay. Getting ready for primer. Next, I'm going to do the exhausts later on after, because it's all metallics. I'll do that after I've done the camouflage, I believe. So I might move on to some stores. Namely, I'll put on a mask and do the aftermarket stuff I bought as a brass in JP233 dispensers. So yeah, I need to mask up for this, so I'm going to have to go a bit quiet. Bear with.
Right, I'm back. Sorry about that, folks. Just a call I had to sort out. Just sent the Mini in for servicing and just got it back. Service fine, but there's a noise coming from the rear back tyre, and we need 4 new tyres because they're all bald on the inside. So that's not good. So that's going to cost a pretty penny. But we'll get them sorted.
Explaining before you disappeared, Steph, I'm going to cut a bit of resin now, so I'm going to mask up. I'll quiet them. Shouldn't take too long. Need to make sure I'm going to cut in the right space. Oh yeah, there is a gap there. simple, just two pieces go together, but there's lovely detail in these, seeing resin and all. And then once they're together, I'll drab in a couple of decals. Right. So yes, as I say, I'll be quiet for a moment. Bear with.
Right, I've got the pictures done, Mark. You're still watching? I will forward them to you in a bit when I go in. I'll send you them in an email. Hopefully they'll be all right. Looks lordy. Let's just mute him for a moment while he's hacking and blatching. So I've just had to mute him because he's been a noisy bugger. So, right, you can do another 20 minutes and then that's it. Are you still being noisy?
Oh, come on. Plug in.
I can hear you. Can
Yes.
you hear
If we can.
me? Ah, there we go.
There we go. No,
Yeah, and a good way of you doing that as well is wet sanding.
oh,
That also keeps the dust down. So just a bit of water on it. There you go. And that'll keep the dust down.
it's always very easy to work with, I find. So these, from memory, you're saying these GP233s were olive green. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Australia signed the same arms pact that the UK did when we stopped using cluster munitions and dropping mines from aircraft and stuff. We were asked to do that by Americans when our Hornets were in the Gulf, and we flat out refused. And they were not happy. They wanted their planes back and all sorts of stuff. In fact, they charged us for all the bombs they were giving us to drop on targets that they were presenting to us.
Then what I'd have done is refused completely to actually do it.
Well, I wasn't there. I was with Hercs.
Yeah.
So people were talking about it, but, you know, I was just going, not my problem. Well, sad to see your Herc fleet retire yesterday.
What, the whole lot?
Whole lot.
Wow.
Squadrons disbanded. Colours laid up. There are places an A400 can't go, so I'll leave it to your country to work out how to do that, but we're buying more J models ourselves.
What, Hercules? Yeah, it's just ridiculous how much they're killing. Because they're killing everything.
The thing is, with our Herc fleet, so we had the A's and then the E's. So our A models, we got them in 1958, they were retired in 1978. E models we got in 1963, 66. We retired them in 2000. H models came in 78, retired in 2010, but our J's are still going, so they're now 23 years old.
Yeah.
So what happened was, from the time we bought them, because they were looking back over the life of those aircraft and said, well, we were in Vietnam at the time, and then all that sort of stuff, and what usage we'd get out of them, and how many flying hours we can accrue every year and everything else. And the day that our first J model arrived in country is when Timor kicked off for us. They're just 200 kilometres north of our coast, up north. And there's a lot of stuff going on with the Indonesian government and everything else. So from then, and then of course 9/11 happened in 2001.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much a year after we got the J models, we were in a state of high use for a full 20 years. Like, we've only just recently pulled out a permanent detachment from the Middle East. And yeah, so like your J models, they're pretty much due for retirement now, which is years ahead of what they were planned to be. It's just, we couldn't predict what was going to happen next.
No, you can't.
They've been a phenomenal asset. I'm very proud of them and the work we did with them and all that stuff.
Yep, just the same as I'm proud of the work we did with the Tonkers.
Yes, of course.
Amazing aircraft. Bloody awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, this water is a good idea, Steph. Thanks for the tip.
You're welcome.
I think I'm going to need... I can't get this perfectly flat, even though it's a flat board. It's just because I'm rolling. I think I need to use a bit of filler once I glue them.
Yeah, bit of filler in it. Then
So I'll use it.
Fine.
I'll use a 2-part epoxy with that araldite, as we call it here.
Yeah.
5-minute stuff, that'll glue, and then the next day I'll come back with a gap filler and just rescribe whatever I need to, but it should look right.
Do not fill it up completely because you put them on in 2 parts.
Oh, right.
So there was a gap between them.
There you go.
So if you put a little dab of araldite in the middle of it,
yeah,
and just gently put them together, as long as you've got a gap between the front and the back, that's fine.
Okay, nice to know. Well, that should be okay then. Yeah, not so bad. I just don't want to... That'll do. So I'll glue them tomorrow. You know what? I've got 15 minutes. Might as well do it now.
Where is it? Right, this is the best picture I can find. There we go. Let's just share this one for you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You see the gap there?
Yeah.
Yep. So when that's fitted, these lugs here hook up to the ledru there, which is the light duty EIU. And then these two further back hook up to the middle one, which is the headru, which is a heavy duty ejector release unit. So if I flick over, so let me try and find it. Right, here we go. Right, they are parts 90. Okay. So it's these two parts here. Okay, so you've got one. Why have they got 4 on there? Need to check something.
Page 9 of our instructions.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there should be 4. Because you've got 2 lead roofs, light duty EIUs, and you've got 2 head roofs there. And then in the front of it went what they call the swedru, which is the special weapons.
Right.
So yeah. So you've got 2 head roofs, 2 lead roofs. If I remember correctly, it will show you the correct fitment on there. So I think it went on the first or the second. I can't remember which one it went on now. Okay. We'll work it out.
Yeah. It does look to me like, obviously, the Revell plastic doesn't line up with the suspension lugs of the Eduard resin, but that doesn't matter. I'll just put it roughly where it belongs. I'll be cutting off the locator pins anyway.
Yeah.
And you won't see much of it because it'll be above the doors.
Yeah.
Right. Good to know. You're a wealth of information.
A wealth of useless information.
Well, I was trying to be nice about it.
Until it becomes useful. Here's my P fret.
Put these upside down.
Delink, delink,
Diddlink.
delink.
I don't think I need Erudite for anything else. Let that cure. Oh dear. Just going through, making sure I haven't forgotten anything. Yep, I have. Oh, God.
What have you forgotten?
Well, inside the canopy, the mirrors. I didn't mount the mirrors. Photo etch mirrors. Also, before I prime it, I need to. There's more antennas under the nose that I'll need to fit, and the laser range designator or whatever you would call that on this aircraft. Again, it looks like either UHF or IFF antenna or both. Pitot probes, little things like that. Gun barrels. Details. That's it. I mean, apart from those under the nose, I'm just about ready for primer.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, that was another productive sesh. So would you like me to quickly go over what I've done here?
Yep, can do. Give me some. Let me just pop you up full screen. There you go. All yours.
All right. So the canopy masks that come with the kit have been put in place, and that's the bit that isn't a mask is had micro mask applied. Do another coat of that when that one dries. I've fitted this antenna either side of the. Trying to get the angle right. Sorry. God. Yeah, either side of the tail. Yeah, so they're in place. There's a little tiny antenna just above that inlet there that is photo etched now as well. And as I mentioned at the start of it, the wing bags have been replaced with just little bits of card, evergreen card stock, just to close up that gap there. I wasn't really happy with that. And you've seen me prepare and glue the nose to the tail of the JP233's airfield denial weapons, I think is what they're called.
Yep.
And that's me done.
Cool. All right. Give me a sec. A little bit to do here, then you can come straight to me. Right then, I need to flick over to me so I can show you. Would help. Right, so we've got the little panel put in there. You can't, there you go.
Ah, I
So
see.
I've just got to put a couple of very fine yellow stripes on it. That's all the rest of the cockpit done. Yep, that needs to drop down a bit. There you go. So that's done. So all the hoses in place. That can have the front glazing put on, and I'll glue that in place. So that should be on for the next one. And in the rest, we have 2 halves put together and clamped because they fit horrendously.
Hmm.
So they're just holding, and I will leave those overnight. So there's that done. That's oh, I've also got the exhaust done. And yeah, that is where I am.
Hmm.
So yeah, all looking good.
Yeah. Well, I shouldn't be surprised. They look very similar. They are the same kit after all.
Yes.
But I think our end products will look sufficiently different, eh? Well, that's a plan at this stage.
One would hope so. One would definitely hope so. So if you'd like to say your batty ties, young man.
Yeah, Uru, thanks for tuning in, and people watching this in the future, and yeah, hope we didn't put you to sleep. But I've enjoyed it.
Cool. Well, we get an average of about 70 people watching, so 70,
I know.
75 views, which is
It's
pretty
not
good.
bad.
I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah, and that can only grow over time anyway. I mean, we're not doing this for the views, as you know. We're doing this to build because we enjoy it.
Yep, just to make sure we get it done and dusted and sorted. Right then, folks. Take care, stay safe, and we will see you. Hopefully, we're not here Friday.
Up to you. I'll make myself available whenever you're free, Steve.
I have an event I've got to go to for Models for Heroes in Northampton. If you're watching this between today, which is the 13th, and Thursday, which is the 15th, or the morning of the 16th up until 12, Delapre Abbey in Northampton, come along, say hello. I'm there with Models for Heroes. So stay safe, keep modelling, and we will see you next Tuesday. Taddy bye.
Yeah.